Chapter 4, Lost Appetite. Gabriel pulls you behind him, shielding you from the gnarly-looking silver brand that's to serve as your punishment. What the hell kind of brand is that? Though Gabriel's words are defiant, you hear the tremor of fear in his voice. He's never been branded before. He's not just afraid for me, he's afraid for himself. And somehow that scares you even more. You lean into Cass and you whisper, coming out low and tremulous as real fear begins to take hold. Have you ever been branded with that thing before? No, I've heard rumors, but all that I know is that they only break that nasty thing out for serious offenses. Much more serious than anything I've ever done. It doesn't just brand the surface of your skin. See that needle? It injects silver into your skin. It lasts longer and is a lot more painful. Enough complaining, Cassie. You've quite literally asked for this, proving once again how foolish you are. Parker has exhibited her fair share of foolishness by putting herself in the presence of so many humans so early in her training. But she controlled her bloodlust. Damn right she did. And if you're gonna punish anyone, punish me. I made her go. Parker is an adult. She's fully capable of making her own decisions. Yes, I am an adult. An adult who proves she can handle herself. I learned how to control my bloodlust, my reflexes, and pass as a human. Things I never would have learned locked up at home. Nevertheless, you broke the rules. But that brand is a mercy compared to the banishment we could serve you. Consider yourselves lucky. He turns an icy silver stare on you. The punishments you could face as a human were limited. Now that you're a vampire, we will not let your infractions slide so easily. And on that note, line up. It's time to pay the piper. Your stomach flips as Astria hits the needle brand, and you're already imagining the world of pain you're about to go through. This is going to be hell. Cass is the first to step forward. Her arms crossed stubbornly. She shrugs her jacket off, one shoulder baring her arm. Just get it over with. She lays the brand on Cass's arm, then inserts the needle with an excruciatingly slow push. Cass's skin begins to sizzle, and she bites her lip, holding out as long as she can until... Cass stumbles back, clutching the wound in agony, while Astoria hands the brand to Lewin. Gabriel, if you please. Gabriel glances at you, as quick and stoic. He squares his shoulders, puts out his arm, his body's rigid, anticipating the pain. You watch the needle puncture his skin horror. He holds steady at first, but as Lewin finally pulls the brand from his arm, he drops to his knees, shaking and sweating. That leaves you, Parker. Heart racing, you step forward and hold out your shaking arm. You feel the cold press of the needle against your flesh, and then... searing pain, like fire spreading through your veins as the silver punctures your skin. Agony shoots through your every nerve of your body as the poison spreads. You won't get the satisfaction of hearing me scream. You bite hard, your fangs drawing blood that trickles down your chin as you glare at Lewin with uncontained malice. But the pain overcomes you, and you drop hard to your knees on the stone floor. Your vision blurs at the corners and then fades, and you sink into the black oblivion. You slowly awaken to the sound of trickling water and heated whispers of Gabriel and Cass, who are ashen-faced and gingerly holding your wounds. Your voice cracks as you speak. How long was I out? Instantly, they're by your side, cradling you in their arms. Parker, you're awake. Yeah. Feeling about as good as you guys look. So sensational? Never better? You try to sit up, but the sudden excruciating blast of pain up your arm reminds you of the punishment you just endured. I'll reach for my wound. Gabriel, I'm gonna go for a wound. Gritting your teeth to stifle under the shout, you clutch the throbbing wound on your arm. Gabriel and Cass reach for you, helping you roll slowly and gingerly into a sitting position. Hey, take it slow. We've got you. How are you guys doing? Don't worry about us. I've had root canals worse than this. But from the cringe of pain in both her eyes, you know that's less than the truth. That brand. I had no idea anything could hurt this bad. Screw those vindictive bastards. Take it from an expert on brands, using this one was totally uncalled for. Wait, are you saying that there are a lot of different kinds of silver brands? Look at the big brain over here, admitting he doesn't know something. Big step, buddy. Of course there are different kinds of brands, different kinds for different infractions, and I happen to be personally acquainted with a lot of them. She breaks into a smug grin, slightly marred by the fatigue and pain in her eyes. I can show you if you like. They keep them all in a vault downstairs like some kind of unholy treasure. I have to admit, I'm kind of curious. Doing some learning might take my mind off the pain. Spoken like a true nerd. What about you, new girl? Down for a field trip? It would be nice to know what I'm in for if I get into trouble again. And Gabriel and Cass are obviously still shaken. This is an opportunity for all of us to help each other forget about the pain. Sneak down, diamond choice. Head to the artifact chamber. You take a few breaths to steady yourself. Then you push to your feet. You and Gabriel follow Cass out of the tribunal chamber. The vault is small, dank, lit only by a small skylight casting eerie shadows across the field stone walls, and then you spot chains. This place is nightmare fuel. Those are legit shackles. What? Torture chamber chic, not your thing? I'm really more in a mid-century dungeon aesthetic, personally. Your eyes are drawn to the large stone altar centered in the room. Cass makes a sweeping gesture towards it. And behold, the pain zone. Last time I paid this place a visit, there was some kind of manual right over... Cass scoots around the altar and leads you to a stack of leather-bound tomes, flipping through the foxed-edged pages. Here, this ought to scratch your nerd itch, golden boy. Go ahead and do the honors. Careful not to jostle your aching arm, you gather in closer while Cass moves aside to let Gabriel reverently take her place in front of the book. Wow. So according to this, the silver brands were first created in 1792. That doesn't seem that long ago by vampire standards. Didn't they punish vampires before that? It says that previous physical chastisements were not sufficient, as vampire healing abilities quickly erased all trace of punishment. A more permanent penalty needed to be devised so that offenders could reflect fully upon their misdeeds. So basically, vampires of the past didn't learn their lessons, and now we have to suffer. You say that like you've actually learned any lessons. Point taken. What does it say about the kinds of brands themselves? Gabriel flips forward several more pages and pauses to run a finger down the paper. Here. They seem to be categorized by level of infraction. Let's see. Here's the brand for crime of illegal hunting. Wow. That'll leave a mark. I got that one after our little forest meet. Cute, new girl. Ah, good times. Wait, what? There's one for a crime of disobedience. Also one of mine. And rebellion. Hat trick. You would think that she would learn by now. I'm just saying. Intentional killing of another vampire, 100% silver purity. The most painful of all brands. Didn't we? Listen. Didn't we do that one? I'm just saying. Wow. Okay, that looks like fun. Yeesh. Glad we got out of that one after I saved the day from Aldahar's near feeding frenzy in the gym. Are you ever going to let me forget? I'll circle to that back in about a century. See how I feel then. Gabriel turns the page, and a piece of paper slips out and flutters to the floor. You pick it up and read the header. An account of the trial of James Morris Vampire. Gabriel and Cass crane their necks to follow along as you read aloud. Upon the evening of the 1st November, James Morris was brought before the tribunal. Despite overwhelming evidence, the accused remained defiant. James Morris, you have been accused of criminal mischief. What have you to say for yourself?
Criminal mischief? For a mere joke? I simply showed my fangs to scare the man. I didn't hurt him.
A mere joke. You revealed your vampire nature on Halloween, a night when the entire town is out. Just to scare a human you disliked. Your mere joke put the coven in danger of discovery. You're lucky you've not been banished.
But I didn't break the core laws, and that cheat of a carpenter deserved it.
Nevertheless, by your own admission, you are guilty, and it is the judgment of the tribunal that you face punishment.
Very well. Bring out the brand. I've dealt with it before. I'll deal with it again.
Oh, you haven't yet dealt with this brand. Oh, so the one we got to experience, that injects silver into you.
What is that?
And so, James Morris was punished with the Needle brand, forever bearing yet another mark of a lawbreaker upon his arm. Oh, so he's kind of like a modern-day Cass. I know what he did was reckless, but I can sympathize with James. The Needle brand is no joke. Oh, truth. It's almost as bad as the worst I've gotten. Almost. What was the worst? The worst came after you and I first met, Golden Boy. You were still human yet. You met Gabriel before he was turned? How have I not heard this story? Because she doesn't want you to know. She was out doing her usual thing, scaring the crap out of humans. And then you did your usual thing of playing the hero, no matter how stupid that decision may be. What happened? About what you'd expect, things got ugly, and I got in trouble. The end. I need to hear the story. Come on now. Tensions crackle between them. Cass glares, warning Gabriel to drop it, but Gabriel steps toward her instead. You know what your problem is, Cass? I'm sure you're dying to tell me. Technically, he already did die. Guys, I think you like getting punished. You think it makes you look cool in front of your Venedai friends. Seriously? I'm not looking for punishment. I'm not the problem here. It's all these damn restrictive rules that don't let me do anything. Tell that to Parker because you like to flout those rules. She has a permanent brand on her arm. He has a point. That stuns Cass into a momentary silence. She looks slightly towards you, eyes lingering on the ground by your feet. I didn't want that to happen. If I had known what was on the table, I would have never made you go into town with me. Cass. I mean, warned you, you kind of knew what was going to happen. She didn't make you do anything, technically, but come here. I have a permanent brand because of you. You didn't make me do anything. I made the decision of my own free will. You know that, Gabriel. And I know she didn't warn you about the punishment you could receive. I didn't know it would be a branding. With an uncharacteristic show of anger, Gabriel slams his fist into the wall. Damn it, Cass, I'm sick of listening to your excuses. Suddenly, he sways and puts out a shaking hand to steady himself. Gabriel! You rush to his side and press your palm to his cheek. His eyes are unfocused, and his skin is paler than it even was minutes ago. Gabriel, why didn't you tell us you were feeling this bad? I'm fine, it's just, I've never been branded before. I really didn't think it would be this painful. I'm okay, though, just a little lightheaded. You're the one I'm worried about. Here we go. Gabriel on the cross again. The only reason you even got the pointy end of the thing is because you wanted to impress Parker. I wasn't going to let her face the tribunal alone. Am I invisible? Because I'm pretty sure I'm standing here, by her side.
And I was supposed to just trust that you'd show up.
As he tries to stand straight, he sways again, and you catch him just before he falls. Careful. Don't buy the invalid act, new girl. He's just getting all pick-me because I threatened him. Cut it out, Cass. Would you two act your age? If we acted our age, we'd be sitting in rockers watching a Murder, She Wrote marathon. You know what I mean. Enough of the bickering. With a huff, Cass turns back to the book and begins angrily flipping through the pages, only to backtrack quickly. Hey, check it out. Here's the entry on that messed up needle thing that they shoved in our arms. It says the needle brand was created to punish newly turned vampires and their accomplices who risked exposing the coven. You and Gabriel shuffle closer. Gabriel's still leaning heavily against you. There's a lot of people who have gotten him. Mary Porter for revealing herself to save a human child. Her sister, Elizabeth, who did help her. Donald Burke, who did reveal himself to get revenge upon his employer. Violet Markham, who did love a human and revealed herself to him. Crimes seem insignificant, and in some cases so innocent that you can't help but picture yourself in their shoes. I kind of feel the Violet Marker, but also the Mary Porter. Donald Burke, not so much, but let's do Violet. Now, playing as Violet Markham. Miss Markham, we've been courting for some time, and it would be my honor if you would consent to be my wife. I must tell him. Richard, you are all that is kind and generous, and I care for you so deeply, but there is something you should know. I am not what I seem. Oh, whatever you are, Miss Markham, I would not love you less. But this is the secret I hold. It is dangerous. I am not as you are. I am not as anyone in the town. I am a vampire. Such a sense of humor, my love. No, Richard, this is no joke. Your fangs descend, just tipping your lips so that your love can see your true nature. Richard, please, say something. You would think that the change of eye color would really be what he needed to see, but you know.
You are one of them. One of the Dark Ones who've haunted Crimson Beach. You are a killer, a monster.
Richard. Well, that's kind of shitty, but okay. Now I'm playing as Parker. Over 200 years, and only 5 other people have gotten this brand, and now I'm number 6.
7.
Number 8 over here. On the bright side, we're part of history now. You let out a heavy sigh as if reading your mind. Gabriel slides a comforting arm around your shoulders.
Maybe we shouldn't have come down here. I don't know if this helped any of us.
No, I think it did. It certainly provided some context, knowing what I know now. I feel like sentencing us to the needle brand was really unfair. All those people actually revealed themselves. I didn't blow my cover. I didn't attack anyone. No one had any idea I was a vampire. Look, no girl, I want you to know... Cass suddenly jerks around, and a second later you hear what her ears already picked up, the unmistakable sound of someone walking towards the vault. Crap! You all hold your breath, but the footsteps continue past and fade away. You each let out a hard sigh. Thank God. What, are we not supposed to be down here, and already we're breaking the rules?
We lucked out, but it's definitely time to go here. Parker, lean on me.
April, you're in just as much pain as I am, and I'm okay on my own. The hell you are, come on. We're taking you home, and I don't want to hear a word out of you. As you emerge from the Nexus, an incoming text lights up on your phone. It's Mom. Oh, let me guess, you broke curfew or something? Where are you? With CJ. Good. Invite them to dinner. They have to go home. Did I say invite? I meant insist. Give me their home numbers. We'll call and tell their parents where they are. We'll be there. See you at 7.
Oh boy.
So... Little complication. Mom's insisting you come to dinner, both of you. She threatened to call your parents. I had to say yes.
I'm down. It's not often you get a second chance at a first impression.
Listen, was his pants down the first time or the second time? Wait, what? Shh. Of course you are. You're down for anything that involves extensive kissing of human butt. But watch out, golden boy. I've got my chapstick on, and I'm gonna beat you at your own game. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should tell her we got detention? Or better yet, one of you can fake a call from Lewin, so she'll have to go back to the hospital?
Parker, I think we should go.
Snowball in hell moment, but I agree with Golden Boy. You'll have to go home anyway, and this way we'll be there to have your back.
It'll be fine. Between me and Cass, we'll be able to distract your mom.
With my sparkling wit, easily. Meet your house at 7. I need some time to practice my impress the human mom face.
With a blur of movement, Cass disappears into the trees, but as you turn to say goodbye to Gabriel, you notice his hesitant expression. Look, I know you're worried about dinner.
That's because she might turn her mom into dinner. I'm worried about everything. I thought living at home with my mom as a vampire wouldn't be any different than when I was a human. I really didn't understand how bad the bloodlust would be.
Maybe I can help. Lewin teaches all new Clement vampires a method to help them control their urge to feed on humans. Technically, I'm not supposed to talk about this with you because you're not a Clement.
Are you saying you're willing to break the rules and divulge your secrets to me?
If it'll help you, then that's what exactly I'm saying.
Diamond choice. I love a good secret.
Good, because I've got quite a few. But let's go someplace quiet where we won't be interrupted.
Gabriel slides his warm hand into yours and leads you through the trees to a secluded clearing where the scent of loom immediately soothes your overstimulated senses. It's so peaceful here.
That's the point. The Clement method is a form of tranquil meditation to get you in touch with your sense of humanity. Come on, let's sit.
He helps you down on the soft, cool grass and sits opposite you, crossing his legs. Okay, so what do we do? Chant? Sing a song?
No, something easier, less embarrassing as well. We're going to concentrate on memories from when you were human. And since you're still got a solid anchor in the human world, your mom, your home, it should be easier for you.
Right, so I'm guessing you're not talking memories of us being chased by mutant killer vampires.
Not quite. What I meant by making jokes is good. There's nothing more human than a sense of humor. Now, think about something from, say, your childhood that makes you happy. You close your eyes and sift through your memories of your former human life. Home, school, friends, trips with your mom. When you were a child and needed boobs to feed. Oh, wait, that doesn't, help with you thinking of sucking your mom's blood. Anyway, you're smiling. What are you thinking about? You don't want to know.
The time my mom took me horseback riding.
Good. Now concentrate on the happiness you felt that day. Imprint it in your mind so you can come back to it whenever you need to.
Okay. You're making me curious. What do you think about when you're meditating?
Well, these days I mostly think about you. Not even gonna say nothing. Your cheeks heat instantly and butterflies flap their wings in your stomach as you hold his gaze.
Really? What about me?
Everything.
No way. Aldahar, you're not getting off that easy. I want specifics.
It's too easy with the getting off pun, I'm just saying.
Like, tell me about
look, we'll do happy memory. Well, if you're gonna twist my arm, I'd say Autumn Festival, my favorite person, my favorite place.
You mean when we ran the three-legged race together?
And rode the Ferris wheel. Nothing tops that for happiness.
Hey, wait. You were already a vampire when I met you. Doesn't that defeat the purpose of relying on human memories?
Loophole, but being with you is the most human I've felt since I turned. Even now, here with you, all I feel inside are human emotions. That's why this method works. When you associate your urge to feed with something serene, it helps neutralize the out-of-control bloodlust.
I don't know if I can do that. My bloodlust so far has been nothing but out of control.
That's normal. This method involves accepting your emotional response to blood instead of fighting it, and then retaining it, or retraining it to be calmer. Trust me on this. Close your eyes, think about blood, the smell of it, the taste.
Okay.
You follow his instructions, practically tasting the warm, metallic blood on your tongue, and feel your pulse start to thrum.
Gabriel, I can't!
Shh! Hold on, just look at me. Stay here with me. Can you do that? The soft words wash over you, and his eyes hold yours steady. You start to relax in a sense of safety.
I think so.
Okay then. I want you to think of a memory that makes you feel totally safe. You got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Good. Now tell me about it. What happened? What did you feel? Make me see it.
I'm thinking about...
Why not?
When your lips touched mine, it felt like something just locked into place. Everything bad, scary, or sad just faded away.
His hand slips into yours. The vampire hearing picks up the rapid thump of his heart, matching the pulsing of the talisman against your wrist. That's one of my favorite memories, too. You sink deeper into the memory, warmth flowing through your body, dulling the thirst for blood and the pain from the needle brand all at once. How do you feel now?
Calmer, easier to ignore, but the bloodlust still there. It hasn't fully gone away.
That means you're getting it. It helps when you're first starting out not to think about the memory, but to fully immerse yourself in it. Here, let me help. He positions himself behind you, placing his hands lightly on your shoulders. Now close your eyes and think about the memory, but this time really be there in the moment.
Alright.
Your eyes shut, a sense of peace washes over you as this cool night air brushes your skin. You relax into the comfort you always feel in his presence, but your awareness of him keeps you from your memory. His hands are warm, sturdy on your shoulders, and you hear his quiet breaths. Slowly, subtly, you relax into him. His hands skim reverently across your shoulders and down your arms, leaving a trail of goosebumps in their wake.
Is this okay?
He tucks his chin into the curve of your neck. A warmth blooms through you. It's perfect. The thrum of his voice, the strength of his arms around you, reminds you how, no matter what, he's always been there for you.
He's always protected me.
Hesitantly, you turn to face him, only slightly surprised by the silver shine of his eyes, his fangs just peeking below his lip.
Gabriel, you're...
I know it happens when I let my emotions get away from me, but just FYI, so are you. You run your tongue along the line of your teeth, startled to feel the prick of fangs. Gabriel pupil dilate as he follows the motion. The pulse of desire races through you, and you realize it's not bloodlust you're feeling now.
It's just regular old-fashioned lust.
Parker, You cut him off before he can finish, your voice coming out low and breathy.
You know, I think some of the memories after I became a vampire could work for me too.
I didn't think you had any happy memories since you turned. You turn, rise to your knees before him. His breath catches in his throat as you lay your hands on his shoulders.
Maybe not, but we could make some.
I want him to touch me. To freak him out vampire style.
Let's see where the first one goes.
Locking eyes with him, you bring his hands to your shoulders and guide them down your body, the electric heat from his palms setting the fine hairs of your arms on end. Parker, maybe we... His voice is soft, but your vampire ears hear it as the rush of a storm. His gaze flits across your face, memorizing you, his silver eyes reflecting the light like shattered glass. Maybe we what, Gabriel? His eyes dart away, but his hands continue down your arms to your ribs, across your stomach, until they're resting lightly against your hips. His racing heart tells you how much he wants this, how much he wants you, and drawn together like magnets, you both lean forward. I want him too. But before your lips can brush, he clears his throat and, chivalrous as ever, pulls his hands away. I think you've got a handle on the technique. He's right. At the moment, hunger for blood is the last thing on your mind. You shake your head, mentally dousing yourself with ice water. Snap out of it, Parker. You're in the middle of the woods. This isn't the time for that. What, a quick kiss? No, it's time for that. It's a nice place. Gabriel gets to his feet, holding a hand out to you. Come on, I'll take you home. You let him help you up, the tender, caring look in his eyes flooding you with warmth, and on impulse you cup his face in your hand. Gabriel, thank you for everything you do for me. You never have to thank me. As long as you're safe and happy, that's thanks enough. He covers your hands with his and leaning into your touch for a moment before taking your hand and pulling you towards the path. Now let's go. If I'm spending the night making small talk with your mom and Cass, I've got some tranquil meditation of my own to do. He's got a fap. Later that evening, you sit tense and quiet as Gabriel and Cass make distracting small talk with your mom across the dinner table. And then I was elected class president, which was the same year I was voted most likely to cut class. As your mother laughs, you angle your fork to scoop some rice, and the still raw brand in your arm brushes the edge of the table. Ouch! Parker, what's wrong? Nothing, just stubbed my toe. Crisis averted. The others settle back into polite dinner conversation while you continue to zone out. Suddenly hear your name. Parker, how about you? How about me what? I was asking what you've been doing after class. You've been coming home late a lot. You know your mom well enough to recognize when she's fishing for information, and a knot of resentment starts to grow in your chest. Stay cool, Parker. That's just your vampire emotions talking. You take a breath and idly push your steak around the plate to buy some time. Steak that's bloody. The deep red juice reminds you of a delicious blood bag. Your hunger and frustration spike ominously as your mom waits for your reply. Yeah, I say take a bite of steak. Remembering Cass's lesson to redirect your focus, you chew slowly, focusing your heightened senses on the texture of the meat, the deep, warm flavor rolling across your tongue. Oh, thank God it's working. And in a moment, you're calm enough to form a reply. We've just been hanging out, in town or whatever, no big deal. Your mom hums an ambiguous response, and you sit a moment in silence as everyone eats, until... So, Parker, I didn't know you were into tarot. I didn't know I was either. Your mom clears her throat, and from her pocket pulls out something small in bronze. Oh no. How did she get the sensory talisman? Isn't this what the symbol is? Some kind of arcane horoscope type thing? You went into my room. What happened to all that respecting my privacy stuff? And what else did she find in there? The undercurrent of fear only spurs your rage hotter. Before you know it, your mother is raising her voice right back at you. Hey, this is the perfect time for a family awkward issue, when you have two people from school over. Respecting your privacy is all well and good, Parker, but when you're being secretive and hiding things from me, I've got no choice. Mom, do you actually think that's going to help matters? It's definitely not going to help matters. It's throwing a temper tantrum.
Temper tantrum, I have a right to be angry. You searched my room. Can't you see the more you dig, the more I'm going to hide from you?
Ah, Dr. Reese, the salad is delicious.
Okay. Totally the best. What did you put in it?
Salad. But Gabriel Cass's valiant attempt to derail the argument falls on deaf ears, and the power struggle continues to rage across the table.
I'm 18 years old, Mom. Yes, 18, almost an adult. As long as you're living in my house, I have every right to search your room.
Oh, she gonna do it. She gonna go, fine, I should leave.
Though every nerve in your body screams at you to retaliate,
you dig deep, calling upon the reserves of patience you've been deploying since your turning.
Gabriel, Cass, it was great having you over for dinner, but I'm feeling a little tired now. Please excuse me while I go to my room. I'm sure my mom can show you out.
And with a last pointed glare, you push away from the table and leave the room with as much dignity as you can muster. You push into your bedroom, locking the door behind you, finally giving in to an exhaustion. You flop onto the bed and pull your pillow over your face.
What a disaster. Why did I even agree to this?
Because you really had no choice. A few days later, you're still obsessing over the fight with your mom as you, Gabriel, and Cass hike through the woods on your way to your next group lesson.
Remind me again what we're doing here?
Don't you pay attention. Lewin asked everyone to meet him at the edge of the ley line at 10.
Asked is a funny way of saying ordered. Would you two just stop? I don't feel like playing referee today. Ugh, we're all cranky from the brands. I Lewin goes easy for today's lesson.
As you reach the edge of the ley lines, you see your classmates waiting for you. Hey, you guys okay? Rumor is you got busted.
And ended up with the wrong end of a brand. Come on, sleeves up, show us the goods.
With forced bravado, Cass proudly reveals her brand, her skin raw from the deep lines of silver gray furrowing her veins.
Feast your eyes, suckers. Aldahar, come on, give it up.
No.
What's the matter? Embarrassed by your little walk on the wild side? Mind your own business, Scott. Fine, baby vampire then, let's see it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it to myself. Nicole and Gabriel are right, it's none of your business.
Sheesh, total Clement thing to say.
If this little crowing session is over, perhaps we should move on to today's lesson. Lewin steps from the trees, and though his voice is cheerful, almost amused, his calculated expression sends a shiver down your spine. We're here at the edge of the ley line to learn about the dangers of sun poisoning, which can kill a vampire in a very short amount of time. Since I've found a demonstration to be the most effective teaching tool, I give this lesson in a group in case someone needs rescuing. As a nervous silence settles over the group, Lewin's eyes zero in on you with a malicious smirk ghosting across his lips. Parker, as the newest member of our covens, I believe you'll make the perfect test subject.
Me? Absolutely not.
I'll go instead, Lewin.
You look up at the sun blazing in the sky, then back at Lewin, and you wonder to yourself which is more dangerous. No, it's okay, I'll go. If only to keep anyone else from having to go through it.
How selfless! I'm sure your friends are very impressed by your courage.
So much for going easy in today's lesson.
Not trusting yourself to speak, you share a nervous look with Gabriel and Cass, and then step to the edge of the ley line.
It couldn't be worse than a sunburn.
Oh, yes it is. You close your eyes and with a deep intake of breath, step across the invisible barrier. Immediately, heat crackles across your skin, sweat sheens on your forehead, and in a matter of seconds you feel your clothing begin to cling to you. As you can see, the first effects of sun poisoning have begun to take hold. Miss Reese will be feeling a mild burning sensation now. Followed by dizziness,
Over the course of the next hour, the dizziness will escalate, leading to confusion, loss of physical coordination. These are the first signs of sun poisoning. It is imperative to heed them. If you don't, within an hour your body will begin to shut down. God, I feel like crap. Parker! Gabriel takes a step towards you, but stops when Cass gives him a sharp elbow to the side. She catches your eye and nods intensely. You got this, new girl. The burning feeling in your skin will escalate to intense discomfort, similar to holding your hand over an open flame. Your dizziness will also increase, leading to a lack of physical coordination and deep confusion. Suddenly the sun bursts from behind a cloud, its rays searing across your skin like the blast of a furnace. Lewin, let me back in. You made your damn point. The lesson isn't over yet, Parker. This is valuable knowledge. Your minor suffering could now just save your friends' lives someday. The burning will begin in the earnest next. It won't be long before the skin starts to sizzle. In some cases, smoke. Smoke? Well, I mean, you are technically burning alive. Painful, suppurated blisters will appear, and soon you will lose the ability to walk altogether. You remember what happened to Gabriel and Cass beyond the ley line. The effect the sun had on them, how weak the sun poisoning made them. That could have been so much worse. Even after a few minutes, I feel like I'm about to turn into a bonfire. Once you've reached this point, it's likely too late for you. Death is imminent. Is there anything you can do to survive? There are only two ways to avoid this fate. First, the obviously is to seek the protection of the ley line. If no ley lines are near, you must find shelter, a cave, hollow tree, even a dense bush, anything blocking the direct rays of the sun. The effects you suffer, or the longer you suffer from the effects of sun poisoning, the longer it will take to recover. Oh my god, seriously? Lewin, come on, let her back in. Alright, I suppose the demonstration is over. Parker, you may return. With the last bit of strength you have, you stagger into the bounds of the ley line. Yeah, no, typically when I'm suffering in pain, I like to be by myself. Arms outstretched to catch your fall, you stumble and dig your fingers into the cool earth, letting it soothe your burning skin. Crimson beach dirt, I could kiss you. I think that's enough for today. You're all dismissed. Parker, I suggest a cold bath and a lengthy nap. Also, I feel like if we choose someone more in front of Lewin, at least this is the way it should be, he will use them as a weakness against us. I suggest a foot up your... Cass, I'm fine, let it go. Rumbling, she and Gabriel help you to your feet, just as Seth elbows his way through the crowd. Parker, you okay? Aside from a pounding headache and a first-degree burns, yeah, I'll recover. Seth gives you a quick hug, but as he turns to join the others making their way home, your guidance ability gives you a sharp tug in the other direction. Really? This thing has the worst timing. Parker, where are you going? But you barely hear him. Shutting out everything else, you let the mysterious power guide you towards a distant line of trees. Hey, wait up! You find yourself once again at the edge of the ley line. Your stomach sinks when the tug doesn't weaken, trying to guide you onward. It wants me to go outside the ley line? It's dangerous out there, but I don't care about the risks. I feel like something or someone out there needs my help. What kind of person would I be if I just walked away? The alive kind? Earth the new girl, you already started in on the sun poisoning. But another tug so strong this time it nearly pulls you off balance, lets you know that no matter how the consequences, this isn't something you can ignore. This is important, I have to go. Gabriel, how long do you think I can last without collapsing? Maybe 30 minutes before the sun starts to incapacitate you, but you can't be serious. We have no idea how far away whatever this thing is. We can wait for nightfall at least. But a brilliant light blurs the edge of your vision, guiding your eyes up to the ghostly glow of the moon, just visible in the daylight sun. A cool breeze wafts over you, settling onto your skin like an invisible cloak, and something in your gut tells you this could be the answer. Maybe. If the sun burns, then the moon does the opposite. Maybe it'll protect me even during the daytime.
As if in confirmation, you feel an awakening inside, the manifestation of another ability arising. Accept your new moon shroud! Diamond choice. Welcome to your new ability. We have 5 more to go. Minding yourself, you're a fearless vampire. You steel yourself and step outside the lines, mentally reaching out for the energy of the moon. Wait. And gasp as the cool breeze you felt before coalesces around you like a protective shell. Oh my god, I'm shimmering? Oh god, she's a Twilight vampire now. I'm done. Guys, have you ever seen anything like this? New to me, what it looks like from this side of the fence is you standing in moonlight. You're right, which reminds me of... He squints and looks away, as if sifting through some long-forgotten memories. Here we go. Geeky history lecture incoming. Come on. Maybe he has some answers for whatever the hell this is. I think I do. Right after I was turned, I spent a lot of time in the Nexus library researching vampire legends. Looking for a cure for vampirism? Shoots her a dirty look, but continues. I remember finding a scroll with a story about an ancient vampire leader named Deimos. He was a fierce warrior, loved his spice coven. Their enemies were a race of demons called the Swarm. The two sides waged war against each other that lasted centuries. Then, out of nowhere, the Swarm asked for a parley. But it was a trap. Okay, Wikipedia Jones. Wrap it up. Cass. Cass gives a small shrug, but despite her nonchalance, you see a sliver of respect for Gabriel's extensive knowledge. Seeing that he had no way out, Deimos allowed the Swarm to kill him in exchange for allowing his coven to escape. His sacrifice was so pure, the universe sent his spirit into the night sky. He became the moon, and forevermore protected his species. He looks in wonder as the lights swarming around you fade, as though settling inside of you. He said that the most powerful leaders are able to call down this power to protect them from their enemies, even from the sun. They called it the Moon Shroud. So, you think the legend is true? All legends are rooted in some truth. I think that there was probably an old leader named Deimos who protected his coven. Some musty old legend doesn't explain why she has shimmering like a glitter prank gone wrong. Well, whether it's Deimos protecting me or not, I have to follow the guidance ability. I don't think it'll leave me alone until I do. If you're going, we're going. But you guys aren't protected. Don't care, you're not leaving us behind. Alright, let's get going. But let's do this fast. You bolt into the woods, making your vampire speed, making the trees blur as you follow your instincts towards some new, unknown destination. This way, we're getting close. You burst into the burnt section of the forest, but when you look towards Gabriel and Cass, their eyes are glazed and sweat pours down their faces. You guys are fading fast. Maybe we should rest a minute. I'm fine. Gonna take more than a little sun to make me keel over. Still would be great if we got there soon, though. Yeah, we don't want Golden Boy's brain frying. Who'd nerd us to death then? She turns with a sly grin to see Gabriel's reaction, but his eyes are riveted on something in the gnarled underbrush. What's that? You follow the line of his finger, arriving at a heap of fabric, just as the tug of your guidance fades away. Then you realize it isn't fabric. That's a dead body. That's just not any body. That's a vampire. You approach the body warily, growing more confused and horrified with every step. The vampire's mouth is open in a silent scream. And raw burns, raised blisters cover every bit of his exposed skin. What the hell happened to him? Those look like silver burns. Definitely silver burns.
Who the hell would have done this to him? Hang on. These other ones are sun poisoning. How did he end up with both silver poisoning and sun poisoning? I don't know, but it definitely killed him. She stares at the body, face screwed up intensely before forehead suddenly smooths in realization. Holy crap. Isn't this one of your envoys? Sylvester Perry? Suddenly, you hear footsteps approaching through the blackened underbrush, followed by something else. The unmistakable, tantalizing smell of blood. Guys, we're about to get some company, human company. Maybe the hunters have returned. Interesting. Alright, well, without further ado, thank you for watching. You know what to do if you did enjoy. Also the description for things to check out, ways to support, yada yada yada. With that being said, hopefully you all did enjoy. Something tells me that each one of these abilities that we get throughout the book is going to be after going through something. So if you think back to the other things that we've gained, we typically will go through something and then we'll gain an ability. You know, again, because we pay diamonds, but also it seems to line up. It's interesting. I mean, you know, it is interesting, but it's also, I'm kind of wondering how this will end. So for those of you who don't get the diamond choice abilities, what will happen versus those who do get the abilities, right? Will this end up like an endless summer? Wouldn't that be nice? Because I miss those books. But what will happen? I don't know. I'm kind of curious, but you know, we've got many chapters before we get to that point. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. Love your beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.